the ghost conducted him to poor Bob Cratchit's house, and found the mother and the children seated round the fire. Quiet, very quiet. The noisy little Cratchits were as still as statues in one corner. The mother and her daughters were engaged in sewing, but surely they were very quiet.
And he took a child and set him in the midst of them.
Where had Scrooge heard those words? He had not dreamed them. The mother put her hand up to her face. "I wouldn't show weak eyes to your father when he comes home for the world. It must be near his time." "Past it, rather," Peter answered. "But I think he has walked a little slower than he used these last few evenings, Mother." They were very quiet again. At last she said, in a steady, cheerful voice that only faltered once, I have known him walk with Tiny Tim upon his shoulder very fast indeed." "And so have I," cried Peter, "often." So had all. But he was very light to carry, and his father loved him so that it was no trouble. Bob, poor fellow, came in. Bob was very cheerful with them. He looked at the work upon the table and praised the industry and speed of Mrs. Cratchit and the girls. They would be done long before Sunday, he said. "Sunday? You went today then, Robert?" said his wife. "Yes, my dear, I wish you could have gone. It would have done you good to see how green a place it is, but you'll see it often. I promised him that I would walk there on a Sunday. My little child," cried Bob. "My little child." He broke down all at once. I am sure we shall none of us forget poor Tiny Tim, shall we? Or this first parting that there was among us. "Never, Father," cried they all. "And I know," said Bob, "I know, my dears, that when we recollect how patient and how mild he was, although he was a little child, we shall not quarrel easily among ourselves and forget poor Tiny Tim in doing it." "No, never, Father," they all cried again. Spirit of Tiny Tim, thy childish essence was from God.